What is up, you guys? It is Def. Now, I have told some stories in the past. I think we'll make this a weekly thing, where every week I tell a story from high school or middle school. Now, starting this video off was the time I got a concussion. Now, I'm getting multiple concussions in my time while playing football. And then all the concussions I've ever have gotten were from football. So this concussion was my first one, and it was the worst one. It's the first and worst concussion I've ever had. So it was the last week of football for my freshman year of high school, and we were facing an opponent not in our conference. It was just like a little fun game, little fun match. It was like, hey, you guys are undefeated, we're undefeated, let's just face each other and see who could get it. So that game was one of the muddiest, slipperiest, just awful field condition games I've ever played in. The field was absolutely trashed. It was muddy everywhere, and you were slipping and sliding the whole time. Now, leading up to that game, two of the players on my team actually got a concussion during the week leading up. So when the game finally came to it, we played on a Saturday. We usually play on Thursday, but the only time we could play was Saturday. So leading up to the Saturday game, when the game started, they had a very big guy on their team. There's a guy who is bigger than me height-wise and bigger than me size-wise, like fat-wise. So the kid that gave me the concussion was on the defensive side, and I was on offense. And I at the time I was playing right tackle, and I would switch between right guard and right tackle. I was actually out for almost like half the season due to a surgery and recovering. But when I came back, I switched between right guard and right tackle. So the play that I got my concussion on, it was actually a fumble. Because the field was so muddy and the ball was muddy and slippery, it was hard for the running back or receivers or quarterbacks to hold on to the football. So it was a run play to the right side, and the halfback on my team fumbled the ball, and I turned around, hearing ball, I turned around, seeing the ball on the ground, and I immediately dove for it because I was the closest one to the football. Now when I dove for it, I had the ball like right on me, I had it on my chest, I had it in my hands, but because it was so slippery, it slipped out underneath and continued rolling forward, and eventually got stuck in the mud again. So this time I army crawled to the football, trying to get there first, trying to get the ball and keep possession for our team. And I army crawled to the ball. When I got to the ball, finally once again, my head was facing down towards the ground, and I picked it up after realizing I had the ball, and I just got hammered by the kid in the back of my head. Now, like I said, this kid was pretty big. He was bigger than me, and to get that hit to the back of the head, I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly from what the doctor said, is the most vulnerable position to get hit. Like, if you get hit to the back of the head, you most likely could get a concussion. It's gonna happen most likely. So when I got the concussion, I remember perfectly to this day what I saw. So I swear that I opened my eyes twice during the time when I blacked out. So the first time I opened my eyes, I looked up, and now I saw the darkest figure. So there's 5 figures total. Now close your eyes and just picture the darkness that you're seeing right now with your eyes closed. It's darker than that. The images, the people that were standing in front of me were darker than that. So I remember looking up and just seeing these 5 very dark figures, and the grass around me, which should be green and muddy, was all white. It was whiter than a sheet of paper, and it was just, I was very confused at the time. I remember feeling hella confused, like, what am I seeing right now? What is going on right now? So just imagine seeing these 5 very dark figures, and the grass and mud around you turns whiter than a sheet of paper. There's no audience, like there's no people on the sideline, no teammates on the sideline. I couldn't hear anyone cheering or anyone saying anything. All I could see was the dark figures in the white ground. So when I finally came to, before I came to, I heard someone say my name, and that's kind of what snapped me out of it and got me like back into the real world, I guess. So when I heard my name, I opened my eyes once again for the second time, and I was just hella confused. I remember my teammates who were my close friends saying, dude, you look like you had no idea where the fuck you were. Like, when you came to, you looked hella confused. And I had no idea where I was, what was going on. And I slowly got up and get to the sideline. Now, apparently we lost the football. They recovered or something, I don't even know. But so I got a concussion, and as I was walking down to the sideline once again, I actually fell down to the ground and started crying. Now, people think that when guys or athletes cry, it's like a pussy thing to do, but you see athletes cry all the time. Like, let's look at Luke Kuechly. When he got his concussion, he started crying also. So when you get a concussion, all depends on the injury or the type of concussion you have. When you see something like I saw, it's gonna freak you out, and that it definitely freaked me out. Now, I actually didn't stop playing. I actually sat down, and I sat out for a drive, and then I came back. And you know, people could tell that, okay, something's wrong, he has a concussion or something. The trainer actually said don't go and you're done, but I still ended up going in. And I actually had, the concussion was very, very bad. I could, like, if you black out, it's probably a bad concussion. And actually, when we went to the doctor right after the concussion, I actually lied to them. I didn't tell the truth, which is an awful thing to do. Never lie to a doctor, especially if it's a brain injury. So that's the story about my time I got concussion. I got hit in the back of the head, saw these 5 dark figures, and the grass was just white as paper. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys have ever gotten concussion, leave it down below, and I hope it wasn't as bad as mine. But this has been Duff. I'll see you guys with another story later. It's more Madden, it's more Call of Duty. Peace.